So for a 2-point sequence x of n, x0 and x1, the DFT is given as x of k is equal to sigma n is equal to 0 to 1 x of n omega 2 raised to kn, where k is equal to 0 and 1. So initially when you are taking k is equal to 0, so x of 0 is equal to x0 into omega 2 raised to 0 plus x of 1 omega 2 raised to 0. So whatever omega 2 raised to 0 term we are taken over here, this omega 2 raised to 0 is nothing but value is 1 itself, so it will be x0 plus x1. Second is x of 1. So when we are taking k is equal to 1, we are getting capital X of 1, that is nothing but the DFT for the second sample, that is x0 plus omega 2 raised to 0 plus x1 omega 2 raised to 1. So here the term is omega 2 raised to 1, so this term is nothing but minus 1. So here we are writing x0 minus x of 1. So same thing we can represent with the butterfly diagram. Xn sequence is represented with two samples, x0 and x1. This x0 is taken directly and x1, both are added. You will get the x0, which is nothing but addition of two sequence, x0 plus x1, and second one is x0 plus x1, sorry, x0 minus x1. So we multiply this with minus 1 to obtain the x of 1. So x of 1 is nothing but x0 minus x of 1. So here we are doing the addition operation. Here same addition operation, but the sign of this x of 1 is reversed. So this is how we can compute the 2-point FFT, which is nothing but by clubbing this you will get the x of k. Now for 8-point DFT, from where we have started, we split the x of n into even and odd parts. So even part is f1m and odd part is f2m. Now for 4-point DFT, what we have done, we have splitted again f1n, f1m and f2m into their even and odd parts. So we are getting p1l and p2l contain even parts and odd parts of f1m. So this p1l and p2l, this is nothing but the division of this f1l, so which contain even and odd parts of f1m respectively. Similarly, so this f1 is now decomposed or splitted into two. f1m is equal to p1l plus p2l. Similarly, q1l and q2l contains even and odd parts of f2m respectively. So this f2m is represented as q1l plus q2l. So if I represent in the diagram using the diagram, so x of n is first splitted into even and odd sequence. Even sequence is f1m, odd sequence is f2m. Here f1m is again splitted into two sequences, one is odd term and another is even term. This one is the even one, p1l and p2l. Here f2m again splitted into two sequences, even and odd. So initially x of n, in this particular example we have taken x of n having 8 points. So these are the 8 points of the x of n, which start from x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 up to x7. Now we start the splitting, or we can say the decimation process. So in the decimation, first we apply the n by 2 division. So n by 2 means this 8 points are now divided into two sequences of 4 point each. So here we are getting first sequence is f1m, that is even sequence. In this we club the all the even terms, that is x0, x2, x4 and x6. And now again we divide this or split it into the odd sequence, where we are getting f2m, which are nothing but these remaining terms, x1m, x3m, so not m but x1, x3, x5 and x7. So this is the even sequence and odd sequence. So here we are doing the n by 2 splitting, or you can say 8 by 2. So here n is equal to 8, so we are getting the 4-point DFT, 8 by 2. So here you are getting the 4-point DFT. Now again we apply the decimation and we split this f1m into two sequences, that is p1l and p2l. p1l contain f10 and f12. Here this term is f1, 0, you can say f1 0, this one is f2 f1 1, this one is f1 2, and this one will be f1 2. So here the odd even terms are x0 and x4. So here these terms are written, x0 and x4 are the even terms from this sequence. Now what are the odd terms? Odd terms are p2l, which is nothing but f11 and f13. So this term is f11 and this term represent the f13. So now you are splitting this x2 and x6. Okay, similar way we can split the f2m and we obtain the q1l, which is nothing but f20, f22, which are nothing but x1 and x5 terms, even terms. And again we split it into the odd terms where you are getting q2l, which is nothing but f21 and f23, which are here x3 and x7. Okay, so this is how we are applying the splitting in the, or we are doing the decimation in the FFT algorithm. Here n by 2 is equal to sorry, n by 2, so n is equal to 8, we are getting 8 by 2, so 4 point. So now out of this 8 point you are getting the even sequence and odd sequence, each having 4 points. Now again we divide this, so we are now getting n by 4. So now n is equal to 8, so now you are getting the 2-point sequence. So you are getting the even and odd terms, each sequence having 2 points. So this way we apply the decimation in this algorithm. Okay. It showed that for n is equal to 8, initially input sequence like that. Initially our input sequence is, just a second. Now concentrate on this. Initial our sequence is starting from x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and x7. It is in a normal order. Okay. So that is x0, x1, x2, x3, x4 up to x7. Now the first split require the data to be arranged as follows. So in the first sequence, as we divide the data into even and odd term, the splitting will result the data, or we require the data x0, x2, x4, x6, and then after x1, x3, x5 and x7, which is shown over here also. Now you are getting the data like this, x0, x2, x4 and x6, and here you require the data x1, x3, x5 and x7. Okay. Now in the second and final split, the data appears in the following order. So after the final split, you are getting the data like this, x0, x4, x2, x6, x1, x5, x7, oh sorry, x3 and x7. This is your final split. Let me show you in the diagram. After final split, now your sequence is like this, x0, x4, x2, x6, and here the sequence is x1, x5, x3 and x7. Okay, so in the first step your sequence is having the normal order, that is x0, x1 up to x7. After the first split, you divide the even and odd terms, so both are separated, x0, x2, x4 and x6. Manish Kumawat, the last stage elements pair are xi plus y plus 1. Can you unmute and ask me the question? Manish, please unmute and ask you a query. So last stage, okay, let me read over here. So last stage elements pair are xi and xi plus v plus 1. What does the v indicate over here? Yes. Number of stages plus 1. First is x of I, number of stages. I don't think this is the equation, xi plus v plus 1. Let me finish this and I will take your query again. Okay. Okay, so here what we are getting, here we are applying the initial sequence x0, x1, x2, x3 up to x7. We divide the sequence into even and odd. We are getting the x0, x2, x4 and x7. Then after we are getting the x1, x3, x5 and x7. So it is a division between even and odd terms. Then again we apply the second split and we are getting the final sequence in the order x0, x4, x2, x6. And here we are getting a sequence x1, x5, x3 and x7. So if you represent this, initial sequence is this one, normal order. Second is divided into even and odd terms, but the last sequences appear like this: x0, x4, x2, x6, x1, x5, x3 and x7. So how to get that sequence? So in the last, our sequence is in this particular order. So let me explain the one new technique we are using in this DIT algorithm. Here index can be calculated by using a very easy method, which is known as a bit reversal method. So here we are applying a new concept over here for the getting this particular order. So we are applying the bit reversal method. So bit reversal method is simple one. If I represent the 3 bits like this x, y, z, in bit reversal method we can represent this with the z, y and x. This is very simple, because here we are having 3 stages mean 2 raised to 3, so 3 number of bits are required for the representation. So I represent with 3 bits x, y, z. For the bit reversal you need to reverse the order z, y, x. So initially we have taken x, y, z, and then we have taken z, y, x. If number of bits are less, then you can write x, y and y, x. If number of stages are more, then you can apply the w, x, y, z and reversal of that. Here for this particular case, as 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8, to represent 8 point DFT, we require 3 bits. So xyz, that is represented with zyx. Okay, so now our original index for this are started from, as we have discussed, original index is started from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7. Okay, now what we are doing in the bit reversal, so first we represent this data in a binary form. Okay, so this 0 is represented with 0, 0, 0, 1 is represented with 0, 0, 1. Similarly 7 is represented with 1, 1, 1. So first this is your original data, and this is the binary representation of this particular data. Okay, after getting the binary representation, now we are applying the bit reversal. Bit reversal like this, as I told you, instead of xyz, now we are applying the zyx. Okay, so here 0, 0 as it is, 0, 0, 1. So here you can notice the bit reversal. Here now you have to start reading from the end and go to the initial. So 1, 0, 0. After bit reversal, you are getting 1, 0, 0. Here 0, 1, 0. So it remains same. Here 0, 1, 1. So now it will become 1, 1, 0. Here 1, 0, 0, which will become 0, 0, 1. Here 1, 0, 1. Same you are getting. Here 1, 1, 0. You are getting 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So this is nothing but the reversal form. Okay, let me. Okay, so your xyz is your input, you are representing in the reverse order. This is your original data, you converted it to binary. After conversion of binary, whatever bits are here, that is, for example, we can say 3 bits. So these are the x, y and z bits. Now you are representing these bits in a reversal form or bit reverse form, that is z, y and x. And now you are getting that combination 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 up to 1, 1, 1. Okay, now we represent this final index. Now 0, 0, 0 in binary represents 0, 1, 0, 0 is nothing but 4, 0, 1, 0 represent 2, 1, 1, 0 is 6, 0, 0, 1 that is 1, and 1, 0, 1 that is 5, 0, 1, 1 that is 3, and this 1, 1, 1 is represent 7. So this is how whatever original index given to us, that is from 0 to 7 in a normal order, and using bit reversal operation we will obtain the final index that is in the required order like this, whatever we have discussed earlier. Order is x0, x4, x2, x6, then x1, x5, x3 and x7. So this is how we obtain the data with the help of bit reversal. 0 x, here you can say x0, x4, x2 and x6. Then after 1, 5, 3 and 7. Okay, Jinendra Jain. Sir, bit reversal method is also applicable for 16, 32, 2 raised to n point DFT, or only for 8? It is applicable to all. We have to apply this method for all. At present, we are discussing the 8 point DFT. That's why I have taken the 3 bits. If you require for 2 bits, so for example 2 bits, then xy is your input. After bit reversal, or how you to apply the reversal, that is yx. So here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 0, and last one 1 1. So here how you can apply 0 0 as it is, 1 0. Here you will get 0 1, and last one is 1 1. So here you can say in decimal, if I represent, your sequence is 0 1 2 and 3. Here after bit reversal you will get the sequence 0 2 1 and 3. Here you can say this first sequence is now divided into even and odd. You can say here first you are getting the even sequence, and then you are getting the odd sequence. Simply this is for 2. Similarly you can apply for more number of bits. All of you clear up to this? If anybody having any query, you can ask. All of you got this point? Bit reversal and all, whatever discussion we have done today. Okay. Okay. So let us continue with this. Manish Kumar, we can also find using above formula. Manish, can you explain with the example, because in your mic is not working and your notations are not very much clear to me.
हेलो
Yeah, Manish, now tell me.
हेलो सपोज सर अपना पहला इंडेक्स 0 है और टोटल
Okay.
नंबर ऑफ स्टेज स्टेज 3 है। तो
Okay.
आप करोगे 0 + 3 + 1, तो 0 और 4 का पेयर बना, फर्स्ट जो इवन होगा।
Hmm.
और जो सेकंड होगा, सपोज अपना इंडेक्स 1 है
Hmm.
और टोटल स्टेजेस 3 है, तो 1 +
नहीं,
3
सपोज
+
सपोज
1
एक मिनट मनीष, फर्स्ट स्टार्ट
आपका।
करते हैं. You written x of I, and then x of I plus v is number of stages plus 1. Okay, so we
यस सर।
start, for example, x of 0, then what will be the next? 0 plus
तो
number of stages are 3 plus 1, so that will be x4.
4
Okay, yeah, what about the next one?
नेक्स्ट वन, सपोज सर x इक्वल I इक्वल टू 1, तो 1 + 3 + 1 तो इक्वल टू 5, तो 1 और 5 का पेयर बनेगा सर।
Okay, then
0 4 1 5 फिर सर कंटिन्यूअस लास्ट टिल टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेस, मतलब I n-1 तक है।
just a second. When you are taking x is equal to 2, what will happen, Manish?
सर
For
6
initial, yeah,
2 + 3 + 1 तो 6 आएगा।
plus 3 plus 1. Okay, you are okay. Okay, 2 6 and 3 7. Okay, you can go like this. Is this method given in any of the particular book, or you find it your own?
सर on I find it on self।
Okay, you can apply, but you can apply this one, but as a standard, you have to remember this bit reversal, and you have to follow that. Okay, for simplicity or for drawing the diagram, you can remember the way you remember, but standard is this one, bit reversal method, that we have to follow. Okay, good one. Whatever logic you are given, that is working. Okay, so now here I'm showing the diagram for the computation of n is equal to 8 point DFT. So as we have seen over here, to obtain this sequence, the three stages in the computation of n is equal to 8 point DFT. So the three stages are, first is 2 point DFT, then combine 2 point DFTs, here combine 4 point DFT. So initially first sequence is, you remember the first sequence. Now remember this sequence, 04261537. So 0426, first is 04, second is 26, then 15, and then 37. So we apply the 2 point DFT for this 2 point, then for this again 2 points. So four stages of 2 point DFTs, as our total is 8 point DFT. So to obtain the 8 point DFT using this 2 point, you require the four different levels, not stages but levels. 2 point, 2 point over here. Then after whatever answer you are getting, you have to club this, combine this 2 point DFTs. So now this is nothing but the 4 point DFT. So, okay, so whatever output you are getting from this 4 point DFTs, you have to combine it to obtain the 8 point DFT, which is in the normal sequence x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, and 7. So here, all of you getting this diagram or having any query, please let me know. In this diagram, the important thing is we apply the bit reversal logic at the initial to obtain the DFT in a proper sequence. If we are not applying that sequence, what happen? Whatever DFT we are getting, that will not be in the normal sequence. Okay, so vice versa you can do. So here at the initial we change the sequence to obtain the output which will be in the proper sequence from x0 to x7. Okay, so now the computation of an endpoint DFT. The computation is performed in three stages as we have discussed, beginning with the computation of four 2-point DFTs. Here, four 2-point DFTs we need. This is the first stage. Then two, then four 2-point DFTs, then two 4-point DFTs. Then what we require? Two 4-point DFTs. Okay, don't confuse between this word here written combined 2-point DFTs, but the block shows itself as a 4-point DFT. Okay, because it combines the two 2-point DFTs. So here this is a block for 4-point DFT. Similarly, this block combined the two 4-point DFTs. So this block represent the 8-point DFT. Okay, so here it is written four 2-point DFTs, then two 4-point DFTs, and finally one 8-point DFT. The combination of the smaller DFTs to perform the larger DFT is illustrated in a below. Now this is the block diagram. Now we include the butterfly diagram in that, and let me show you the entire diagram for n is equal to 8-point DFT. Okay, so as we start with this x of n, which is in the normal sequence. Now look at this diagram. Here I am taking the x of n in a normal sequence: x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x7, x6, and x7. Now I apply the bit reversal. Okay, so first I am taking x0, then x4. This diagram is visible to all? Please let me know. Okay, so x0, x4, x2, and then x6. Then after I am taking the second sequence x1, x5, x3, and x7. This is how we apply the bit reversal and obtain this sequence. Okay, then after for 2-point we apply this butterfly diagram as we have studied. First is multiplication simply with the omega and 0. Second, we apply the negative sign. Same combination we apply for all this. These are the four 2-point DFT stages. This one is the first DFT stage for this 2-point DFT. This is how we calculate. This is the second, this is the third stage, and this is the fourth stage. So four 2-point DFT stages we applied, and then after we have to club them. So first we apply here, we are taking the 4-point DFT. So what it do? It will club these two 2-point DFTs. Okay, so that we written initially. So here this is the way we are doing. Initials are as it is, and whatever second row, it is multiplied with the minus sign. Okay, this is the two 4-point DFTs. Now we apply, and then we get the 4-point DFT output. Now we are applying the final one, 8-point DFT stage. Like this, these are the 4-1, and these are the remaining 4 stages or 4 lines. Initially, we are taking omega n 0, omega n 1, omega n 3. And here we are taking this data directly, but here we have to apply the Twiddle factor in this, and after this we have to apply with the minus sign as we already discussed. Okay, so when you do this, we are getting x0, x1, x2, x3. Here you are getting x4, x5, x6, and x7. This is how we obtain. This is a complete diagram of radix 2 decimation in time DIT algorithm, DIT FFT algorithm for 8-point DFT. Sir, we were doing this to reduce complexity. Yeah. After this slide, I am coming to that, Jinendra. Okay. Complexity not in terms of diagram, complexity in terms of computation. How much computations are reduced, that we will discuss. though diagram looks complex compared to the direct DFT, but computation or calculation will reduce in this. All of you got this diagram? Anybody having any query? Sir, can you explain WNUB, the second stage? Just a second, sir. Can you explain W2N? Just a second. They're asking about this sector, WN0, WN2.
So, yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me show you the previous diagram from where we applied this. Okay. This is the simple. Just a second. When we are taking k is equal to 0 and k is equal to 1 for 2-point DFT, what we are doing, x of 0, x0, omega 2 raised to 0 plus x of 1, omega 2 raised to 0. Here x of 0 plus x of 1. Here I am using the term 2 over here. In that diagram, to make it general, I am using the n term over here. But here the sign is changed, and also it is multiplied with omega 2 raised to 1. So here omega 2 raised to 1 is minus. So that's why the sign is changed. So x0 minus x1. So this is the representation for this in the butterfly diagram. X0 as it is, then you are getting x of 0 is nothing but addition of these two, whereas x of 1 is nothing but the subtraction of these two. Now let me come to that diagram. Okay. In the first stage, we are taking omega n 0, and here I am multiplying it 1. In the second arm, we can say we are multiplying with minus 1. So this is a 2-stage, and here what we are doing, here again we are taking this omega n 0, and here now the second arm will omega n raised to 2, because here k is equal to 0 to 3, and here k minus 1. So total 0, sorry, k is equal to 0. Just a second, omega n 0 over here. In this we are having the 2 arms only, but here total arms are 4. So out of that, 2 are multiplied without any twiddle factor. In the second, we have to take the twiddle factor, that is initially omega n 0 and then omega n 2. Similar we have taken in this. Similarly, for the last stage, what we are doing, we are taking this. Now we have to take the 4 twiddle factors: omega n 0, omega n 1, omega n 2, and omega n 3. Okay, and after that we have to change this, apply the you can say the negative. We have to apply the negative sign, and we are getting the x0 to x7. Okay, Ekta, you got your answer.
Sir, omega 2n we are saying now. Omega 1n cube भी तो हो सकता है.
Omega.
Means I am thinking why omega 2n? Is there any specific thing or?
Okay. Here you are telling omega n 0 and omega n 2. You are telling that will be omega n raised to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. That I will check in the book. Actually, here the omega n 0 and omega 2 was mentioned, but as you are telling me that is omega n 0 and omega 1, that is also okay. Only thing is we have to apply the 2 twiddle factors over here. Okay.
Sir,
here we have to
if
apply
I
the,
take
yeah.
If
Yeah,
I
yeah,
take
tell.
1, then the calculation will be different. If I take 2, then the calculation will be different. That's why I'm asking.
Maybe that is not maybe, but due to that equation, we have to expand that equation and we have to check that. I am directly plotting this diagram based on that equation. So tomorrow I will give you the derivation of that particular equation, why you have taken omega n 2 over here. Okay, let me solve it for you, and I will solve and I'll provide you the solution, detailed solution. Okay.
Thank you.
So now we go for the how much complexity is reduced. So the decimation of data sequence can be repeated again and again until the resulting sequence are reduced to 1-point sequences. For n is equal to 2 raised to v, this decimation can be performed. V is equal to log to n times. Thus, the total number of complex multiplications are n by 2 into log to n. So here total number of stages are v, as we have discussed earlier. Here n is equal to 2 raised to v. In our example, we have taken n is equal to 8. So we are getting 2 raised to v over here. So in that particular case, we get the answer v is equal to 3. Okay. So 3 stages was there. Now here we are written this v is nothing but, when we write v is nothing but log 2n. So we, how we calculate the v? You apply this formula log 2 and value of n. So when you apply log 2 of 8, again you are getting the same answer, 3. Okay, so v is also represented by this equation. We represent the same thing. Total number of stages are 3. So here what we are doing, we are dividing the sequence by n by 2 and we are applying the multiplication to that particular stages. So total number of stages are log 2n. So here the complexity is n by 2 into log 2n, and total number of additions are n over here. As number of stages are log 2n, the value is n into log 2n. So total number of multiplications or complex multiplication in the DIT algorithm are n by 2 log 2n, and total number of complex additions are n into log 2n. Okay, now Jinendra, how much complexity is reduced? So let me come to that. Comparison of the number of complex multiplication in the FFT and in the direct computation of the DFT. In this table, we are comparing just the number of multiplication are reduced in the FFT algorithm or in the DIT FFT algorithm compared to direct multiplication. Okay, so here number of points. For example, we start with this first row. Okay, for example, when we are taking n is equal to 4, in the direct computation you have to apply the equation, that is n square. So total number of multiplication you require are 16. Now when you apply this in the FFT algorithm, in this particular equation, to n by 2 into log 2n, n by 2, here n is equal to 4, so 4 by 2 is equal to 2, and log 2n, so log 2 of 4, that is also 2, so 2 into 2, that is 4. So total number of multiplication you require 4. So how much speed improvement you are getting as your complexity, or you can say complex multiplications are reduced. Now your system become faster compared to previous one. So here 16 divided by 4. So you can say your speed factor improvement is, or speed improvement is by the factor 4. Similarly, as we increase the number of points, we can observe that at the last, suppose I am taking 1024 number of points. In the direct multiplication, I require 10,48,576 multiplication, but in this FFT I require only 5,120 multiplication. Here number of multiplications are in lakhs, and here you require just 5,000 complex multiplication to complete the computation. So if we divide this by this number, around 204.8, or approximately you can say 205 times speed is improved. So this is the advantage of DIT algorithm over direct computation. All of you clear up to this? All of you understand this table? This is simple. We have taken the number of multiplication in direct computation and number of multiplication required in the FFT. Okay, Jinendra only replied. What about the others? Anybody having any query? Okay. So now we go to the last slide of this DIT DFT. Computation of an n point, n is equal to 8 point DFT. In general, each butterfly involves one complex multiplication and two complex addition. So as per the butterfly formation, we can say that one butterfly require one complex multiplication and two complex additions. For n is equal to 2 raised to v, there are n by 2 butterflies per stage of the computation process and log 2 number of stages. Therefore, as previously indicated, the total number of complex multiplications are, here you require n by 2 number of butterflies per stage. And what happened? N by 2. So total n by 2 is nothing but your multiplication you require. So n by 2 into number of stages, that is log 2n. And complex additions are, number of additions are n, and number of stages are log 2n. So that is n into log 2n. Once a butterfly operation is performed, a pair of complex numbers, for example AB, now produce the capital AB. There is no need to save the input pair AB. So in this, what another strategy we are applying. Initially, our complex numbers are smaller AB. After doing the butterfly operation or that particular operation, we are producing the output that is known as a capital AB. So when we got the output, there is no need to save the input pair. So what we are doing, hence we can store the result AB in the same location as smaller AB. So what happened? We don't require any extra storage for this output. Whatever output we are getting, we place that output at the initial location of AB to the same location. And this particular thing is known as a calculation or computation in place. So here we can say this is the one another phenomenon we are applying in the at point DIT, DFFT. Whatever calculation we are doing, that is known as a computations are done in place. Means after what doing the operation, butterfly operation, whatever answer or whatever output we are getting, we take that output and store at the input, because afterwards we don't require that particular input values. So consequently, we require a fixed number of storage, namely 2 raised to, or not 2 raised to, but 2n storage register, in order to store the results in complex number of the computations at each stage. Since the same 2n storage locations are used throughout the computation of endpoint DFT, we say that the computations are done in place. So this is the one advantage by doing the computations are done in place, replacing the output values or whatever output values we are getting, storing that output values at the place of input values. So we don't require any extra storage for that. And this is how we can reduce the storage requirement. And we are keeping the same storage, means whatever storage 2n storage is required, same storage is sufficient, or same 2n storage registers are sufficient after doing the calculation. And that's why here we can say that we are doing the computations are done in place. Okay, all of you clear up to this? Okay, now tomorrow or in the next lecture we start with the DIF algorithm. So in this DIF algorithm, that is a decimation in frequency. Up to now we have discussed about DIT, decimation in time. So as time and frequency are reversible, or you can say T is equal to 1 by F, both are inversely proportional. So here whatever diagram we are getting in DIT, or you can say the opposite of that you are getting in the DIF. And one thing you have to remember, that here whatever choice we are doing, in previous case we are taking M is equal to N by 2 and L is equal to 2, but our choice is now M is equal to 2 and L is equal to N by 2. So due to this choice, what happened? This choice of parameter implies a column wise storage of the input data sequence. Earlier it was row wise storage of the input data sequence. So that is that we will apply and discuss about the DIF in much detail in the next lecture. If you have any query related to DIT, FFT, you can please ask.